Live. Mark, hello.
Hello.
Hey.
It was a
So
great
I think
week.
it's been a blessed week, and I think as Nick is having some of that Windy City internet lack of miracle again. He was with us, so hopefully he'll jump back in here in a moment. But we are live. This is this is our third or fourth session live, but the first at our 8 o'clock time. So I'm looking forward to see if we have some more followership, viewership, and have some chat in here. So I'm going to keep the public chat open, and we're going to see what's going on. So, Mark, it's been an amazing week. What's been going on?
A lot of great things at work. We are one of our other companies has picked up a new client at the end of last week. Jason picked one up, trying to get all that onboarded and stuff done. Working on the Forged Men with our YouTube channel. We're getting some traction there, some traction on Facebook. Reaching out to got a lot of men wanting to join in and work with us, part of the Brotherhood. So it's really exciting times.
It is, and in the Forge been here. So Mark and I are business partners in a couple other things. We don't really cross pollinate here. For both of us, Forge Men is passion. It is that mission to help 1 million men, and we say that we are not therapists, psychologists, clinicians. We don't have letters behind our name. We're a couple of guys who met in the car business. One of us has a bunch of bumps and bruises. One of us avoided most of the bumps and bruises. And we come together, and we're researched, we're pretty well studied, and we come together to form the yin and yang. And I posted, so yes, our viewers are coming up, our subscribers are coming up, and that's a blessing. This YouTube channel is about just getting the word out. It's not about subscribers and views. That is the byproduct. But the subscribers, views, shares helps us get that word out. So share it with a brother. And it is about getting that word out. Our mission, first and foremost, is to help 1 million men. It's nothing monetization. We talk about our 90-day plan. We talk about that stuff here. It is about reaching men. And yes, there are paid programs, but it is about helping men. That is our true goal. And one of my videos that I posted today is about commitment. And a lot of people don't put a lot of things on their body. Now, I'm a tattoo guy, and I'm gonna share this here. So I'm a tattoo guy. I haven't committed a name or anything. I have a tattoo up here that has my daughter's birthstones. So I've got a March and a May birthstone here. But this weekend, I went and got Forged Men. So I got to flex a little bit too. So it's the Forged Men tattoo. So that's how committed I am to this. And also, guys, we're talking about the brotherhood between Mark and I. So the yin and the yang. So in case you don't know, it's one side is the darkness, coming out of the darkness, and one side is out of the light. Mark helped me through a lot last year, and he's humble. He won't take credit. But my commitment to this, and I know Mark's as well, is super strong. It is a passion project. We are on a mission to help 1 million men, which we can't wait to get through, walk through that, and then that number is going to be 10 million. But you can't get a 10 until you start with 1. Yeah. And it is true passion. So, Mark, I think I took the prayer last week, and Nick has done it a couple times before. Do you mind starting off with a prayer?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd be happy.
Cool. Thank you.
Heavenly Father, I ask you watch over us tonight as we talk to each other and the men, and ask that we have an open heart and an open mind, and that you show your face upon us and guide our actions and our words so that we might reach somebody through you and show them your face, not because of us, but because of you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Mark. And we are Christian based. I don't think we focus, honestly, I don't think we focus enough on religion. One of the things I've talked about is how doing this for the few months we've done it has changed my life. And I don't want to get too off topic here. I do like to stick with kind of a theme and an agenda on the calls. Internalize it. And as my life has been changed so much just by listening to this. I'm not a person that's going to talk the talk. I'm going to walk the walk as well. And if you haven't followed it, all the videos are there. We had the podcast before we went live. Everything is on YouTube. We do some shorts, some clips. It's all there. And just by walking this, Mark could be vouching. This has changed my life so
Amen.
Much.
Yeah.
It has led me to a higher purpose. It's beyond. And again, in talking to friends and family who have watched some of the clips, I have, and I'm not going to mention names without the okay. I'm not going to mention any names or relationship or anything like that. But one person went through some hard stuff. Lost his wife, had some real shit happen, and went to YouTube and saw some videos about, if your wife talks back, leave her. That's bullshit. We're not going to say that. Life is hard. It's challenging. It can be very difficult. It's about providing the best foundation, making the best you to help you understand and work through some of those things. And when you're the best person that you are, some of that stuff just becomes easier. Again, if there's any kind of emergency or anything like that, we're not the guys to call. We want you to call emergencies, get help. We're not therapists. I've seen therapists. I love them. I believe in them. That's not us, but we're here to provide a foundation. Mark, I know you have a few cents on that as well, if you don't mind chiming in there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you need professional help, definitely seek that. There's not a thing wrong with that. We've been taught for centuries as men, we're supposed to suck it up, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And, the old saying or adage, no man is an island, is very true. Nothing about the way we were designed was meant to be done this alone. Survivors, even in caveman times, they had villages, they lived in communities. When the settlers went from the east to the west in this great country, they took wagon trains, they went as a group because that was where the safety was. That's where the support is. That's where the strength is. And the Bible even says, where two or more or two or three are gathered in my name, I'll be there, right? It doesn't say one, although God will be with you anytime you want him to be. I see a guy on YouTube all the time that says you can have 5 minutes with Jesus anytime you want to. But it's better done in group. That's what church is for. Church is not necessary for salvation, but it's therapy. It's to do as a group. And we've got to get that brotherhood back, because right now is the toughest time in history to be a man emotionally.
Amen. And, one of my spinoffs of this, and again, I'm not cross-playing, it's not about publication or publicization or anything. I think we're not scripted, so sorry if I messed that up, and I'm sure I did. It says faith grows in private before it grows in public. So get that foundation, and that's where we have the one-on-one component as well. Or that's why we encourage the brotherhood. But it grows exponentially in group. So ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. So it's about the brotherhood, right? Yep. Not to go all Kennedy or politic or anything, but it's there. And again, the comments, comment. Give us a hater comment if you want it. If you don't like it, tell us what we're doing wrong. But you still watched and you still commented, so I'll take it. Hopefully it's good stuff, and we love all the comments, so please keep them coming. And again, share with a brother that's in need. So session 13 is why men need brotherhood. No man was meant to fight alone. So kick us off, one of the greatest lies men believe is that strength means independence. Mark, that's kind of a good segue with your thought there. So one of the things is men think that strength means independence. We tell ourselves, I've got this. I don't need help. I'll figure it out. But isolation has become one of the greatest threats to modern men. When a man isolates himself, he loses perspective. He loses accountability. He loses encouragement. Eventually, he begins losing himself. This conversation isn't about having more friends. It's about understanding why God designed men to grow in brotherhood. The goal is to help every man realize that asking for support isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Nick, welcome to the party, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for your patience. I just got off the line with Xfinity. I feel like I'm becoming best friends with them. I might look at the new provider when we're all said and done.
Well, you're still breaking up, so I don't know if you're going to be best friends or enemies with them, but at least you got off the phone with them and get it rolling. So hopefully we'll have a clear connection to you, but it's still kind of cutting in and out. So anyway, good to have you back, and hopefully you maintain the connection here. We enjoy having you. So question to the audience is, who is the first person you call when life falls apart? Not when times are good, but when life falls apart. If you don't have an answer, today's conversation is for you. So segment 1, the lie of self-sufficiency. The lie of self-sufficiency. Again, brotherhood is brotherhood. Being individual, and I can attest to this, last year, my life looked amazing on social media. I was depressed as shit. I was in a bad spot. And again, Mark, 20 different times, you good. And it was never just checking in. It's, how's it going? That's the check-in. It's since something was up, and he was right. I used to say it was all but one. Being real with myself and just being honest, is it was every single time something was up. And he got me through a lot. It was just being a friend, just being a brother. So every man wants to be strong. The problem is we've often confused strength with independence. Somewhere along the way, many of us started believing that needing help meant that we were failing. It's what society does. We're men. We're supposed to own the burden. We're not supposed to cry. We're supposed to be tough and just power through it. That's not real. Instead of reaching out, we carry the burden ourselves. When we smile when people ask how we're doing. We convince ourselves we'll figure it out eventually. The truth is, isolation rarely makes us stronger. This one hits really, really close to home for me. More often, it quietly wears us down. So the lie of self-sufficiency. Nick, if you're with us, I'll let you kick us off.
The first person that I reach out to when I'm in my deepest amount of trouble is Joel Martin. He lives in Lincoln, Nebraska now. He's been my best friend since high school. I've been really privileged to have him as a best friend, and he's always, for somebody who likes pretty much every word he's ever met, which is me.
So, Nick, I don't know if you can hear me, brother. I'm going to preserve the integrity of this, and you are cutting in and out bad. Can you try and disconnect and try reconnecting one more time?
It looks like he's frozen right now.
Cool. So, Mark, let me kick it over to you, my friend. So, again, the lie of self-sufficiency. And again, you already kind of touched on this, but elaborate if you would.
Yeah, I think the isolation, we think, we tell ourselves, I did a short video today on telling ourselves some lies about, I've got this, I know what I need to do, it's just a short season, I'll take care of it later, those type of things. And you hit it on nail on the head when you got to have somebody you can call, and most men don't. And you really need probably more than one. You need 4 or 5 men that you can call on for different situations, you got to bury a body. You need a guy you can call, and if you don't have a strong back, can't use a shovel, or a fast car, you need somebody like that. But sometimes you need the guy that's going to beat you up and tell you, hey, here's the plan. Here's what we're going to do. And here's what you'll meet me at the gym in the morning. We're going to work some of this out, or you're going to, like Nick would say, we're going to go box it out, and sometimes you need somebody to sit down and just talk through it. Just be a sounding board. And you will feel like you're not alone just by telling somebody else your problems. Get a dog and talk to it. You'll feel better, but not as much as you will if you're talking to a brother.
You're 100%, and I'm sorry for looking down. Nick text he's gonna tap out on this again. We want the production to be focused on the right message and not internet issues. So Nick's probably gonna tap out for the evening, but you're 100% correct, and it's you can get through it. And I'll tell you, I closed on a house May 27th of last year, so it's been a year. I was in a bad spot, and I got a dog to force me because I knew the spot that I was in. I knew that moving to my own place, having no children living with me, having zero responsibility, accountability, anything like that, is any kind of forced measurement, was not going to be a good spot. So I got a dog, and because of that dog, that is the only reason I left the house. So if you guys think we're up here, and I'm going to use real language, if you think we're up here bullshitting, we're being as genuine as it comes. There's zero bullshit, zero lies, zero anything in anything we say. I was in a bad spot a year ago. Again, May 27th, I was thankful to be out of the situation that I was in. I needed to get out, and I'm thankful that I was able to. But I got a dog to force my ass outside the house. And if it wasn't for that dog, it probably been 2 weeks at a time. I live by myself, don't need a whole lot of food. Trash comes, I'll wheel the cart out if it needs to, not if I don't have to. Isolation is terrible. Again, Instagram is what you put on it. It can look amazing, but it's just Instagram. And isolation is terrible. So the lie of self-sufficiency, the I can do it on my own, is terrible. And again, brother, I've never put anybody's name or initial on my arm. I've got Mark's initial on my arm. Mark got me through a lot. And again, that brotherhood, it is so vitally important. And the self-sufficiency, I got this, right? No, you don't. No, you don't. But a brother can help you get through it. A cohort can help you get through it. A church can help you get through it. A therapist can help you get through it. Somebody to talk to can help you get through it. Hopefully it's not a bartender. They're great psychologists. They're probably closer to psychologists than we are. But hopefully it's not your bartender. Hopefully it's like your barber. But to have somebody else there is so vitally important. So, Mark, why do so many men struggle to ask for help? Why is the label from society that men can't ask for help? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it starts out centuries ago. We went off to fight the dinosaurs or off to war to conquer or to defend, and it was our job to carry that weight. today, as much of it, you mentioned, you can have an Instagram life and you can have your real life. Some of it's
Amen.
where we have too much pride, and pride goeth before a fall, to say, I need some help. I need to talk to somebody about this. I just need another perspective. I've had a decent number of bosses in my day, and there's been times I was spitting nails mad at them. I wanted to see them tied up on a railroad track, and I wanted to be driving the train, right? I mean,
I
an
think I've seen
Elon
that
Musk
cartoon.
train with a couple rockets on it. Uh, but
I haven't seen that cartoon.
when I would sit down with them and just, have it out, so to speak, just tell them, I never got mad the way I did when I was driving home thinking about it. Uh, but man, even though nothing got done most of the time, just when I got up and walked away, I felt better. So you really you got to, I mean, you don't have to take everything and go run into somebody, but you can't, Jason said it, isolation. That is the devil. That's the enemy. Your subconscious will start talking to you. You'll start believing that negative bull crap. And you got to get out. Then you got to run. You got to set that on fire.
Amen. Amen. And it's getting rid of it. It's casting it out. And unfortunately, society has portrayed us in such a way. And I'll never forget. I don't remember the guy's name, but it was a Raiders player. He was tatted up, and they did I think it was the playoffs a handful of years ago, and they did an expose on him and how he turned to God and the troubles in his life. And and I don't like people that use their platform, whether it be actor, sports, for anything political or whatever. You're an athlete. Let me watch you dunk a basketball, throw a quarterback, or throw a touchdown pass. I don't want to hear your political views. I don't give a shit about your political views. I don't like when they use that platform. But he uses platform towards men's mental health. That is a worthy cause. And again, you could be left, you could be right. You could be, sorry, I'm in a hotel. I'm dealing with different circumstances here. I've got a dog who's kind of going crazy on a hotel thing. Sorry. So we're live. We're not scripted. So it to use a platform for positive mental health, not a left and right thing. I'm going to shout out Matthew McConaughey here. He's amazing because he's thinking about running for office, and it's not about left or right. Now you can research his views, and it's there, but he's about tearing down the system. He's about doing what's right for people, humanity, brothers and sisters in the eyes of Christ. It's amazing to use a platform for good and not a party bias. We're not a party bias on this thing. We're using this platform for good. So to tear down those walls and say it's okay for a man to go see a therapist, it's okay for a man to cry, it's okay for a man to have feelings, it's okay for a man not to have answers. It's okay. It's hard out there, and we're not a bless your heart platform, right? It's get your ass up. I'm going to help you up, but let's dust you off and get you back on that horse and get you riding again, right? It's not a bless your heart. It's going to be, there's no sunshine and rainbows here. It's hard criteria, but it's okay not to do it yourself. So that's my soapbox on that. I'll get a little more passionate.
Let me throw a statistic out there.
Yeah.
Men are just under half of the population, and men are 80% of all suicides. That's isolation. That's what isolation does to us.
It's 100%. And that's a stat we've said a couple times before. We need to say it every time because, guys, open your eyes. Get help. Look in the mirror. Be the best man you can be. And again, being the best man helps deal with this shit in the outside world. You can't control what happens outside those four walls. Somebody's going to cut you off. Your boss is going to cuss at you. You can't control that. You can control yourself, and you can know the outlook and the optimism to let that stuff roll off your back. It's okay. They didn't cut you off. But I think it's 40.9 and 50.1 women to win, I think is the last stat. But 4 to 1, 80% to 20%, that's such a staggering statistic. And guys, it's not okay. Keep a bottle up. So get out. Share it with a brother, whether it's us or somebody else. That's the whole point. And that reminds me of a commercial, and I forgot what it was. I think it was a depression drug, but there's two guys at a football or soccer match. One of them is standing up and cheering with the crowd, and the other is just sitting there. And Mark, I've told you this analogy before. Mark is not much a TV watcher, and I'm becoming less of one, which I'm actually happy for and thankful for. America's Got Talent can wait, even though the Howie Mandel comic was really good. So the one that sat there, you thought he was depressed, right? And then the seasons come, it's the next year. All of a sudden, the guy who was like sad and just melancholy showed up, and the guy that was cheering was not. Well, the guy that was cheering was putting on a false front, and the indication is that he had committed suicide or he wasn't well and he wasn't well enough to be there. So don't put on a show. Get help. Reach out. Get that help. So vitally important. Self-sufficiency, it's overrated. Once you get there, keep yourself on a train. I told you, Mark, about what, 6 weeks ago now? If I go back, because I woke up one day and decided just to be different. I had a whole vision in my head. I'm already getting long-winded on this one, so I'm going to kind of boil it down. But once you're self-sufficient, you're going to go. It takes so many days or weeks to create a habit, depending on which statistic you listen to. But I told Mark, I don't give you permission. I give you an order. If I back up, put your foot in my ass. He said, I want it down your throat. I said, I want it so far in my ass that I want to taste it. And for a few weeks, Mark, it was almost every day. I said, I don't need your foot today. Now it's not even a conversation. I'm hitting him up, good morning, at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever the case is. He's like, you're up till 2, up at 6. I'm full of energy. I'm vibrant. And it's all natural, which is amazing. So it's just living right and making a choice. It's being intentional. My word, I didn't trademark it or copyright it, but my word, intentional.
He does use it a lot.
I may or may not know somebody that just put that on their arm. So yeah, that's my word. But anyway, so all right, segment 2. I think I'm taking me and Nick's spot today. So Nick,
okay.
don't hate
He's
me,
not
brother.
here. Somebody's got to do it.
I'm taking your time, buddy. So again, life is good. I've got a ton to say. I've got a ton to share with the world. So go back and look at week 1 to see what this channel's done for my life and see what it can do for yours. Go look at week 1 and see how much talking I did. Wasn't much. So Brotherhood makes better men. So the strongest men I've known weren't lone wolves. We were now a wolf pack of 3. Little hangover reference. They surrounded themselves with people who challenged them, encouraged them, and called them out when necessary. They kept shit real. Brotherhood isn't about having someone to tell you what you want to hear. It's not to bless your heart. It's not that it's going to be okay. It's about having someone who loves you enough to tell you what you need to hear. Mark, and our other businesses, we had a conversation. Now, it was about 2 days after I already made up my mind to be different. But Mark said, we need to figure it out, or we need to have a different, the more difficult conversation. Sometimes you got to have those conversations. Sometimes you have to. Actually, we need to more than we do because we let stuff slide. So it's about having someone who loves you enough to tell you what you need to hear. That haircut doesn't look good on you. Those glasses aren't the best fit for your face. Bruh, I was looking at me, not you. So growth accelerates when you're surrounded by men who want the best for you. When you have true brotherhood, when you have real advice, when you have somebody who doesn't just support your decisions, but actually challenges you to make better decisions, it'll actually accelerate your life. So Mark, brotherhood makes better men. I think I've talked about this. Let's hear from you.
Yeah. I don't know how much I can add to that, but at the end of your life, 6 men are going to carry you to your final resting spot. You need 6 men or more to carry you to that spot before you get there. You need it. That's what it's about. We are so much better together. I know men that could build a house for you, but if he had 15 men doing it, they'd build a lot better house, a lot bigger, a lot faster, and a lot more efficiency, right? Well, it's no different. You use some kind of builder reference 2 or 3 of our podcasts, and I know you love that series. But we're building a life, not a house, right? And if you want to have that happy face, that energy, that high on life that Jason's talking about, you're going to have a much better chance of obtaining that if you got a couple of brothers in your life that are going to be truth tellers to you, that are going to hold you accountable. Sometimes that's the pain points. That's when somebody steps on your toes, hurt your feelings a little bit, calls you a pansy ass or something even worse, that's part of it. But you get to give it back. You're going to get your turn. None of us is part. We all riding a roller coaster, right? You either in a crisis, coming out of a crisis, or getting ready to go into a crisis. That's just life. That's just part of it.
That's what all the people say.
Traffic on 85 seems like a crisis, but that's part of it.
No doubt.
Yeah.
It is. And you're right. And hopefully your life and the lives of yours are like this. Mine has not. It's been like this. Personally, professionally, emotionally, I've not had the steady wave. And there are ups and downs. Mine has been the major ups and downs. And to have somebody just as a sounding board. And again, it's not that you are gonna be okay. If you choose to be, you come through it. Shit happens. There's seasons. There's more than 4 seasons. There's 4 seasons every year. You have spring, winter, summer, and fall. I think it was the Bee Gees. I don't know. Some song about that. But there's seasons every year. You're going to have ups and downs, and shit gets hard sometimes. It gets hard. But to have somebody just to lean a shoulder on, to go over and cry. I mean, cry. It's okay. Let it out. Don't keep it bottled up. Let it out and move past it. Let that season end. Let the trees start budding new leaves again, and let the green come in. They're not going to be bare all year. It's not. It's about just having that optimistic outlook, dealing with the stuff that you have to deal with, accepting it, talking about it, getting it out. It's so vitally important. And Mark, you mentioned, was it the builder's story?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that segment. Let's do the builder story now. You good with that? Good segue.
Let's hear it.
All right. So this week's builder story is the lone ember. So picture a campfire burning bright. The logs are stacked together. The flames are strong. Now take one glowing ember and pull it away from the fire. For a few moments, it still glows. It still looks alive. But little by little, the light fades. The heat disappears. Eventually, it's just another cold piece of charcoal. Now place it back into the fire. Before long, it burns again. Men, we aren't much different. We weren't designed to burn alone. Brotherhood keeps the fire alive. I got chills. It's real. I like analogies. School is great. Learning is great. Theory is great. I like real application. And guys, when we are logs in a fire, when we unite as men, when we unite as brothers, when we come together to support each other, we burn bright.
Yeah.
When you're by yourself, that fire is going to fade. You can have all the motivation, all the conviction, all of it. It's going to be hard to stay that burning ember if you're by yourself. Yeah. You're much more likely to keep that going if you're in a group, if you're in that campfire, if you're a log on a pile that's burning. And I do like the builder story. Any thoughts on the builder story, Mark? I love it. I love it. It's awesome.
Well, you know, the saying, iron sharpens iron, right? That's it. It takes rough to get rough. Our group is forged men, right? So a forge creates some beautiful and magical things, but it does it by burning it up, right? The heat. And that's our life. There's two reasons women live longer than men. One, we do stupid crap. You know, fast cars, motorcycles, jumping out of stuff, airplanes. You know, there's only two things meant to fall out of the sky, and that's bird shit and idiots.
I think that was kind of personal, Mark.
You know, and the other is the isolation, the stress internal stress we create ourselves. And I think that's one of the things that shortens men's life. I know that contributes to that 4-to-1 suicide ratio. We internalize stress a lot more. My wife, I mean, she's an angel sent to me from God, but she can spend 7 minutes behind another lady in the checkout line at the grocery store and know more about that lady than I will, typically working side by side with a man for 10 years, you know, because of that bottled up. And that's something we got to get past.
It really is. It is the stereotype, the stigma of society, the difference in women and men. And I know Mars and Venus, and I'm reminded of it virtually every day. But you know, when do girls get together and talk on the phone for an hour or 2 or 3? When's the last time guys did that? It just isn't a thing. It's not allowed. Now, do I want to cry on Mark's shoulder for 3 hours? He gives good hugs, but I don't want to cry there for 3 hours. But to have that brotherhood, just to open up, it's so vitally important. And again, just to have that outlet, it is. You don't have to keep it bottled up. And men, we want to fix things, right? So when ladies come to us with problems, we want to fix it. And sometimes they just want us to listen. So it's the same kind of thing when a brother comes to you. And sometimes it's just listening. Sometimes it is trying to fix. And sometimes it's saying, hey, do you want me to just listen or do you want advice?
Yeah.
And maybe they don't know. So no, the builder story is my favorite segment. Thanks. So next is accountability isn't punishment. It's not. Accountability isn't punishment. So most people hear the word accountability and think about correction. But accountability is really about protection, not correction. It's having another man ask the hard questions before life starts falling apart. Again, this is not the bless your heart, it's going to be okay thing. It's ask the tough questions. If someone's noticing you're struggling before you admit it to yourself, and real brothers don't wait until the damage is done. They step in early because they care. So what's the difference between accountability and judgment? Mark?
Well, it's some of it's we may not know. Some of it's where it's coming from. Some of
Yep.
it's, how it's approached. And sometimes it's accountability and we take it as judgment because of that ego we have. And because we want to do it ourselves, we think we're isolationists and we're an island and we can handle it ourselves. So we don't want nobody else telling us how to do it. So accountability is 75% just how you take it, right? If this man is truly a brother of yours and he's telling you you're doing something wrong, it's because he loves you, not because he wants to put you down. It's because he
Amen.
wants you to win, not because he wants you to put down. Too many times we take it personal. If me and Jason are going out somewhere and I order a pizza and he says, "Hey, you do you think a salad would be better here?" I mean, my first thought's going to be, something 4-letter words and off at the end, But
Ranch?
if but if I slow down and think about it, okay, I can get fried chicken put on this salad, and it'd be just a little bit better for me. But he's saying it because he knows my health journey I'm on, right? So it's as much about how you take it as how they intend it, and it doesn't matter how they intend it. If it's correct, if they're right, it doesn't matter how they intend it. If you take it right and use it for progress in your life.
It's internalizing. And listen, and guys, we're joking around through some of this. Like we like to have fun, right? Life is about, it's short. Have fun, work hard, play harder. So we are joking, but these are serious topics. Mark and I are personal friends, so we love to joke, keep things light, but we do have those tough comments. So listen, a personal story on this: accountability isn't punishment. So you can try and help a brother, and if that brother doesn't want help, how hard and how long can you keep trying? It's not alienation if you eventually walk away, because it's hard when you've done everything in your power, Mark, to try to help somebody out who's flailing, who is sipping air through a straw underwater and can barely catch their breath, and you have a life raft, a canoe, an oxygen tank, and everything at them. They won't take it, Mark. In case you've ever done that with anybody. So Mark said to me middle of February of this year, got some ideas. We're going to chat. We're going to figure something out. We're going to have a different conversation. And I don't know that we've ever spelled it out. But what Mark said to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, was, I'm going to help you. You're going to take the damn life raft. You're going to take the oxygen tank. You're going to get in the freaking canoe, or we can't be friends anymore. Because you can try and try and try. And if you see a brother who will not take the help, whether it be drugs, addiction, any number of things, I'm not going to go on the list. For anything, if you're trying to help a brother out and they won't take it, and you keep trying and you see them keep sinking deeper and deeper, it's going to sink you down eventually. So am I wrong on that assumption? I don't think we ever spelled that out. And
100%.
that wasn't what snapped me in. I was ready in my life to hear that message. So again, I was ready for it anyway, but I knew that's what he meant. And when we connected, everything made sense. And this was part of that connection. And again, we hadn't talked about this, but this was one of those things. We started, I think three lines at the time, right?
Yeah.
So this was one that it didn't make sense to me. So one was an AI thing, one was a dealership thing, a warranty thing from the car business. And this one, I'm like, okay, I get those two. This, I'm like, couldn't be more thankful. And it's the right time. So, on a spiritual path, when you open your eyes and when you let him into your life, and by him, I mean God, it's amazing the doors that will open and the things will present themselves, whether you realize that path or not. And it's blind faith through believing. And they say God moves in mysterious ways, and it's not mysterious. When you open your eyes, heart, and soul, it's powerful. I don't think it's mysterious. It's been there the whole time. You just chose to accept it. And again, this saved me. I don't know where I'd be. I won't go too far down the path. I don't know where I'd be if we hadn't met in February. And I don't know where I'd be if I didn't have Mark and some other brothers, really Mark, through my journey last year. So accountability isn't punishment. It's holding your brother's ass to the fire. It's saying, get the hell up, dust yourself off. And again, life is tough. It will happen. It's not the easiest thing. It can be. And a lot of it's determined by your outlook and what you allow to let in. You can't affect what's going to happen to you, but you can affect, or you can interpret, you can allow what you interpret or how you interpret it, what you let in here. So you can't control the external influences, but what you actually allow it or how you allow it to affect you, you can control. And I've chosen not to let that stuff affect me unless it's positive.
Nice.
If you're negative, I'm going to give you a couple of chances. If not, I'm sorry, and I'm not better than you. I'm just at a different spot in my life than you are, and I don't have a place for you. Accountability isn't punishment. It's real. It's help. And again, like we've said earlier, it's about having those real conversations with brothers. It's real, and it's hard. But God, it's so important. It is so important. Yeah, this is where the passion comes in. So next segment, I digress. Nick, we need you back, brother. So, all right, show up before you're needed. One of the greatest gifts you can give another man is your presence before his crisis. Don't wait until someone loses a marriage, loses a job, loses hope. Reach out today. Check in today. You're needed right now, whether you know it or not. Times could be amazing, but to have that brotherhood is good at any time. And you're not going to form in a time of need. You're going to form in a time of prosperity. Reach out today. Check in today. Send that text to the person that you hadn't thought of. I've been going through my phone book randomly and reaching out to people that I hadn't talked to in a decade. How are you? Sometimes I get responses, sometimes I don't. And that's okay. It's been 10 years. They might not have my number. But reach out and check in. Invite them to coffee. Brotherhood isn't built during emergencies. You're not going to form it in that time. That's not when the capacity is there. It's built long before they're needed. Mark.
Yeah, I think that's important. And then when you're reaching out to those men, tell them that they were important in your life. You know, that there's a reason they're still in your phone 10 years later, right? You didn't delete them. You carried them over from phone to phone to phone. I think that's really important that we let each other know, we acknowledge that, hey, you matter. You made a difference in me. Jason, I say, has a coach's or a trainer's heart at work and in life. And I know there is hundreds of people in the auto industry that are making a good living because of his guidance and tutelage. I can tell you that I know personally he would light up, and he has lit up to get a text or a message or a call from one of those saying, hey, you made a difference in my life, and I can't believe I'm this successful, and I'm buying a house, and I did this, and I'm driving this kind of car. So you don't realize how that important. You probably should do it once a week, if not every day. Go through your phone like Jason's talking about. Oh, I haven't talked to this guy in 5 years. I want to tell him he's important in my life, and I hope he's doing well. That's all you got to say. Is, hey man, I hope you're doing good. I just want to let you know you mean a lot to me, and I'm sorry we haven't talked in 87 years.
Yep.
That is as much good therapy for another man, and you'll probably find out that text chain's going to go several texts from there on out.
You're right, and I'll tell you. So, at Christmas, my father said he didn't want anything, and he was mad when you got him something, and I didn't get it. My dad was okay. He could afford, not everything's relative, right? But he could afford his comforts. He could afford whatever he wanted. But he never wanted anything, and I never got it. And when I surprised him and I gave him the last gift, he was almost mad. And now that I'm at a different point in my life, I get it, because it's not about the tangible things. And Christmas, it's not about the tangible things, right? It's about family. It's about community. It's about giving. To give is better than to receive. And it took me probably 44 years. I'm not going to say 46. It took me 44 years to get that. I see my parents arguing over, no, I'm paying, as far as with friends or whatever. I'm like, shit, let them pay. It's about sharing what you have. And if you're able to treat somebody to lunch, and it's not about money, but money does make the world go round. You have to have it to pay your power bill and your mortgage. So to buy food, right? So it's about sharing what you've been blessed with. And a lot of that is time and intention. So back to the Christmas thing, this last year, it was mad and teary. And again, I cry more than I want to. I'm okay crying. But again, it's that wanting to give to others. And like you said, Mark, so I'm not going to mention names, but P, first initial, was a porter at a store that I worked at. A porter, he drove cars around. He went and get them to gas, took them to detail when it was sold. He was the lackey. He was the grunt laborer of the dealership, right? If you want to work in a car dealership and you can't get a job, say, let me go be your porter. That is the entry level of the entry level. I don't mean to discredit it. It makes the dealership run. I didn't think I did anything for P. the words that he said to me have when Mark says light up, it is the best gift you can ever give me. T was an absolute clown at the same dealership. He was in sales. He was a clown. Bro, dial it in. You have all the potential in the world. This dude killed it last year. He's killing it now, driving a beautiful car, living a great life. It's so many other stories. And again, it's just being your true self. It's having a care for other people and just being yourself. I didn't do a thing for these people out of self gain. I was their manager. Yes, I wanted them to go sell cars, so I was trying to encourage them to do that. But all I did was see potential and try to unlock it. And I guess the personal gain was, we were trying to sell more cars, but the impact it's had in their life with zero intent. But Mark, to your point, and it means the world when you think you did nothing. And I don't think I did anything in these people's lives, but the credit they give it's such a blessing. It's so cool. Really good stuff. So, I mean, great story. And again, this is all personal stuff. And I still remain in contact with these guys. And again, I've been networking, reached out to, a few other people. And again, sometimes the conversations go somewhere, sometimes not. I actually text most of them 2 or 3 times, be like, hey, by the way, this is Jason, as opposed to all the spam. Hey, you want to see, have lunch, whatever, then it's some AI, whatever. So anyway, all great stuff. So God never intended men to walk alone. Again, sticking with the theme, it's not about individuality. It's not about doing it yourself. It's about forming that brotherhood, that posse, that pod, that cohort, that group, that foundation together. So God never intended men to walk alone. From the very beginning of Scripture, we see that God created people for relationship. The early church didn't grow because people simply attended services. They shared life together. They encouraged one another. They prayed together. They carried one another's burdens. Scripture reminds us in Proverbs 27:17, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Mark, it's sticking with the same theme, but anything to add? God never intended men to walk alone.
No, I mean, even Jesus, I mean, he is God as a human, walked this earth for 33 years. He didn't do it by himself. He had disciples that went everywhere with him. Now part of that was the plan to scatter it to the 4 corners of the earth, right? But even God himself as a human being didn't do it by himself, and I mean, if you can create the universe and you want to do it with other people, I who am I to question that, right? Jason and I both have a book, a lot of books in common that we like, but one of them is called Tribe of Millionaires. It's not really about millionaires as much as it is about your tribe, the people that you do life with, that you network with. And sometimes it is somebody you only talk to every few years, right? But those can be business ideas. They can give you contacts. They can break up things for you. Or they can just tell you, hey, you're a pretty good dude and you changed my life a little bit, And you got me. You don't know how many people that Jason will never know of were thinking about getting out of the car business until he did something and helped them a little bit. Just pulled them aside for 15 minutes and did a little coaching, a little one-on-one. There's so many things like that. There's so many things you'll benefit other people in your life that you'll never know about. And that's okay.
Yep. Amen. And you're not going to know. You're not going to know all of it. And the ones that you do know make up for all of them. And again, just knowing that you're doing the best, knowing that you're being the best person, again, it makes life easier. It's your outlook. It's how you internalize all that things. But you're 100%. You're 100% spot on. So love all of it. I love the topic. And again, if you are having problems, please reach out to any number of sources. If you don't have any access, we put it in our posts and comments before. But if you need a source for somebody to talk to, let us know. We can find somebody for you. We've had people we had a gentleman in Florida who was incarcerated. He said wrongly that we interacted with. And again, we're not legal advice, but it was 20 messages back and forth on each side. So Mark chimed in, offered to help him, find some help. We're here for anything. So again, even if it's just a sounding board, even if you don't have a close friend or anybody that you think you can talk to, reach out to us. I don't want to overpromise anything, but if it's spending half an hour on the phone with you to help you, I've got a half an hour in my day. I will give you my phone number. I have no problem. You know what? My phone number is 704-999-3483. I have 2 cell phones. That's one of them. Again, it's 704-999-3483. If you need somebody, shoot me a text, shoot me a call. I have no problem with that. That's what I'm here for. Again, Forged Men, like I started off with, is a mission. It's on my skin. It's commitment. So our mission is to help people, and that is above anything else. Again, we hope the YouTube channel grows. We hope it spreads organically and naturally to help more men, help us reach out. It's not about the statistics. And yes, we are human. We like to see those likes and subscribers, and it's awesome. And we look at them. That's not why we're doing it. So even without a like or subscriber, we're going to do this. And if it helps one more man on that journey, it's worth every single second put into it. So it is a true intent. That's why we're here. So this week's hammer swing, reach out to one man. So we've kind of talked about this. Go through your phone book. Find somebody you haven't found in 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, 20 years. Reach out to one man. Not because you need something. Because he might make the call, send the text, invite him to coffee. Don't wait for someone else to build the brotherhood you've been looking for. Be the man who starts it. Mark, put you on the spot, brother. You have your list of 5?
A list of 5 what?
5 men you're going to reach out to this week.
Oh, absolutely. I've got more than 5.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to it. And, we talk about that. We talked a couple weeks ago about writing your own eulogy. Mark, and shame on me. This is where it's production and I've got to take notes. And if I don't, I lose my train of thought. That's why I have the paper and the pen handy, because as I'm listening and I love to engage with Mark and Nick and kind of point, counterpoint, go on things they said, I will lose my train of thought because I listen intentionally. I don't listen for my spot to talk. And I forget my train of thought very, very easily. So, I'm going to circle back. So, the hammer swing, reach out to one man, reach out to 5, reach out to 10, but reach out to at least one. Reach out to that person that you haven't spoken to that might need help. You never know what season of life they're in. So that's our hammer swing. Mark, as we head towards the end, hammer swing or any other thoughts as I bring us to our close?
No, I think this has been a good podcast, a good session, good energy. And one thing, men, go to our website. We got a free ebook you can download to help get you started on that Forged Men journey. Give you some things you can get started on, and you can kind of tiptoe in with us if you want to, or you can do a cannonball and come right on in.
Amen. It's a solid book. It's just basic life lessons. It's an easy read, and again, it's free. So it's on Amazon to charge. We're not wanting to charge you for it. We're more than happy to give that to you just to get you in the brotherhood. So our closing challenge: no man becomes the best version of himself alone. Every strong man can point to another man who challenged him, encouraged him, and believed in him, or refuse to let him quit. This week, don't just look for a brotherhood. Become the kind of brother another man is grateful to have. Because when men sharpen men, as iron sharpens iron, families become stronger, churches become stronger, communities become stronger, and that's how men are forged. Mark, as always, my friend, I thank you. I love you, brother.
I love you too, man.
Viewers, absolutely. Viewers, thank you. Lisa, thank you for chiming in with your chats and passing this along to your brother as well. I hope he does listen and finds his path. It's got to be in his own time. So again, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning into the live broadcast. We will put it on YouTube as well. Forged Men, stay strong, reach out to your brother, and love you. Good night.